He forgot to end the call. That's how this whole thing began. I had just informed them the house's refurbishment was finalized. The one I financed, I designed, and I physically constructed with my own two hands. My father said he was proud of me, using that rehearsed hollow tone he reserved for formal occasions. I said thank you, disconnected the call, or so I thought. Then I heard his laughter, followed by, "He'll never amount to anything. Just a failure, living off our reputation." My mother laughed, too. Poor soul still thinks he's successful. The phone line went silent after that, but I didn't hang up. I just sat there listening to their voices, diminish every single phrase scorching. It's way into my soul. I didn't scream, I didn't cry. I just remained motionless in the center of the vacation home I'd erected for them. It was their holiday retreat, the one they boasted about to their social circle. Our son's asset, they'd say. We're so proud. They had never contributed a single coin toward it. And that was about to change. Growing up, I was the reserved one, the one who didn't fit their expectations. Not an attorney like my brother. Not a physician like my sister Emily. I constructed things, mended. Things started small by rehabilitating. Old properties, reinvesting, and mastering the markets. They dismissed it as mere good fortune. When I acquired the lakefront property, they treated it as a family prize. You wouldn't even have a roof overhead if it wasn't for us. My father once stated, swirling his wine in my living room. I tolerated it back then, but not anymore. The request came a week before their overseas journey. My father said, "We'll return in a month. Ensure the place is ready for our arrival." I replied, "Certainly." He didn't. Notice the coldness in my tone. He never does. The morning following their departure, I initiated my plan. I contacted my real estate agent and instructed her to list the residence. Quietly off-market with no public advertisement, cash purchasers only. She looked hesitant. "Are you certain?" she inquired. "Absolutely." 3 days later, it was sold. $98,000 paid in full. While the legal transfer proceeded, I worked even quicker. I cleared out every drawer, every photograph, every trace of them. I packed my personal necessities and summoned the removal company at midnight. By dawn, the house stood empty. Bare walls, cold floors, silence where their merriment used to resonate. I left one single item behind, a note secured to the front entrance. The family failure did this. They returned from Europe on a Friday. I know because my sister, Emily, sent me a text message that morning, a self-portrait of the family. At the airport captioned, "Home Sweet Home." I did not respond. That evening, my phone vibrated. My father calling, then my mother, then my brother. 10 missed calls in 2 minutes. Finally, one text. "The keys aren't functioning. What have you done?" I waited before replying. I watched the sun setting from the veranda of my new apartment. Smaller, more peaceful, mine. Then I sent one message back. "Check the door." They did. And then came the silence. For weeks, they attempted to contact me. Accusations, guilt trips, threats. "You stole our house. You disgraced this family. You've lost your judgment." I sent them the sales agreement, their signatures on the property. The transfer document from years ago, the one that legally made the residence mine alone. I reminded them of my father's statement back then. "We'll sign it under your name, but it's a family asset." Family asset, right? They had always presumed my achievement was theirs to claim. My work was their inheritance, my money their comfort. But they never realized what was truly happening. While they exploited my name, I established a reputation without them. I had 5 lease properties, now a firm, registered under a new business name, and financiers who had faith in my talent, not my lineage. I no longer required their approval. I just required separation. The last time I saw them was months later in court, when they attempted to claim emotional damages for the house sale. Their solicitor presented photographs of the vacant rooms, the note on the door calling it cruel. The judge asked me one question. "Mr. Hayes, did you legally own the property?" "Yes," I stated. Case dismissed. My father wouldn't look at me when he exited the courtroom. My mother muttered something about treachery. My sister Emily just gazed, but I noticed the change in their eyes. For the first time, they understood I was no longer the quiet, compliant son. I was something they had never respected. Independent. Now I reside far from that town. No family calls, no guilt, no false warmth. Just the buzz of my equipment, the scent of shavings, and the serenity of knowing I constructed everything myself. Sometimes I drive past that lake road out of habit, not out of longing. The house is gone now, dismantled by the new owner, replaced by glass and steel. Poetically, just really. You can only build so much on a decayed structure before you must tear it all down. And when they called me a loser, they were correct in a way because I did lose something that day. The requirement for them